Let me hear it, Boom Chicago, if it's past your bedtime! Oh, a ton of old souls in here. Good. I have resting old person face. I have these bags under my eyes, make me look exhausted all the time. I am, but I don't need to look it, okay? Unfortunately, I found out there's nothing that can be done about them. I went to a dermatologist, and he said it's a combination of genetics and dealing with stupid people. So I'm like, well, what can you recommend? He's like, depends. How do you feel about Antarctica? I am tired all the time. I read in a philosophy book. Thanks. That the first half of your life, you're full of energy, you're striving, you have goals, you're reaching, and then the halfway point hits and you lose all your energy. It's just a slow spiral towards death. And it worries me because I hit that at 15, so I don't think I have much time left. My girlfriends try to help. They offer crap advice. They're like, you're tired? Drink more water. So I tried it, and now it's worse because I get up to pee 5 times a night. Thank you, Becky. No, I found out some good news during the pandemic that I have depression. Yes! What a relief! I thought I had something much worse. I thought I had horrible taste in music. I'm like, man, Dashboard Confessional slaps. People think it's embarrassing to admit you have depression. You know what's more embarrassing? Admitting you like Avril Lavigne. Not wrong, just embarrassing. Now it's tricky to diagnose. For a long time, I was like, I'm tired all the time. I'm eating like a maniac. I didn't think I was depressed. I just thought I was pregnant for like the last 6 years. For a while, nothing comes out. You're like, oh, I think there's something much worse than a baby growing inside me. This is going to be harder to get rid of. Good, you guys are dark. I like it. Part of me was secretly hoping that maybe I was just incubating a baby somewhere else, like in colon. You remember that TV show, I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant? Where the girls sit down on the toilet and just boop out a baby? They're so shocked. I guess this is what I get for giving a guy a nice birthday present. No, some of you are sick of it. You're like, oh, depression, mental, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Mental illness, you have to talk about it if you want to claim your perks. Anyone here suffering from depression?
Yeah.
It's because you're doing it wrong. Use it. Ever since I came out as depressed, I'm the only one in the friend group who gets to flake on plans last minute. No one gets mad at me. They're like, do you need a U day? I'm like, yeah. Because everyone knows the best treatment for depression is preferential. Tell me I'm wrong. My sister really milks it. She got an emotional support dog. She loves to brag about Nog. She'll just be like, oh, your building doesn't allow pets? Technically, neither does mine. That's Dr. Evil, if you didn't. Emotional support dogs. Talk about a service animal. They are the real veterans, okay? They have seen some shit. Nog saw my sister get hauled into rehab. Now he shakes. She's like, it's because he's part Chihuahua. I'm like, no, he's got PTSD, for sure. And some of you got weird. Don't worry, I asked my sister permission to tell you guys. She said no. Whoever thought up emotional support dogs hates dogs. Right? You're taking them from the shelter and giving them to the person least capable of caring for them. Like, hey buddy, meet your new owner John. He hasn't fed himself in a week. Good luck. TSA had to stop allowing emotional support animals on planes because people were abusing the policy. The policy wasn't the only thing getting abused, okay? At least they were bringing on like emotional support birds and stuff. At least birds were made for flight. The poor emotional support dogs were just on the most hellish car ride of their lives. Hey buddy, you want to go on a trip where the windows never come down? No, you've seen the people they give them to, right? Give them to happy people. Dogs are made for bringing joy. They must be so confused living with a perpetually depressed person. If I were in a relationship where nothing I did could make that person happy, that would be pretty standard, actually. Do away with emotional support dogs, take all the people who need them, put them in a no-kill shelter. That's my favorite form of I've ever heard. No, I'm very glad my sister got Nog, because since she's gotten him, she's become much happier and calls me way less. I'm sorry, it was wearing on me. Hours-long phone calls. Like, I would see her name pop up on my phone and have to knock back a couple of glasses of wine just to sit through it. I'd pick up like, Sasha, you've got to stop calling me when I'm driving. It's getting me in trouble. I can't listen to more than 10 minutes of someone talking about themselves unless I'm hammered. You know, you've been on dates. She just looked at him like, you got 10 more minutes before I need another drink. Makes job interviews very difficult. The last interview I was buzzed during cost me the job. I was the one giving it. It's bad, guys. Mental health resources are very pricey. Like, Americans, if they're lucky, can afford group therapy once a week. It's appalling how expensive brunch is. I'm living in LA as an actress, and I stayed in LA during COVID instead of going home to Seattle because I thought with all the actors leaving town, maybe I could finally get an acting gig, better odds. That was horrible of me for two reasons. One, because it meant I was taking advantage of COVID, and two, because it didn't work. I got so broke, I was playing credit card Go Fish during the pandemic. Just like, do you have $1,200 for rent this month? Nope. Get another card. Bad. My parents, thankfully, are very supportive of me acting, which is impressive because they're extremely conservative, and I'm whatever I have to be for them to keep paying my car insurance. They thought when I moved to LA I'd lose all my values and become a stripper or a crackhead or a vegan. They definitely think one of those is much worse than all the others. My dad and I have a fun game going on where I'll call home and be like, Dad, I booked a role, and he'll be like, Max, that's great, I'm so proud of you. It's not porn, is it? And I'll say, have to watch to find out. Click! I'm used to those stereotypes. You know, my parents assume you have to be slutty to be an actress, and I'm like, no, that's a personal choice. Or people go, oh, would you sleep with someone for a part in a movie? And I'm like, why, do you know someone? I've done one nude scene in my life. You can find it on Pornhub under the tab, Girls Who Didn't Know They Were Being Filmed. My lines are, is that a GoPro, Connor? I don't know why I was yelling like he was in the other room. He's right here. No. I remember my first kissing scene, and unfortunately, it never made it to air. I was filming a promo for Major League Baseball, and someone goes, what? I know, I look like I should be playing the softball, actually. They pair me with another actor and stick us on fake bleachers, and the point was we were to pretend like we were on a kiss cam, and the moment the camera came our way to make out, they paired me with the most gorgeous, tall black man imaginable. And I got nervous about the kiss. And when I get nervous, I say stupid stuff. So I look at him and I say, I heard kissing can get you pregnant. And right before the camera turns on to us, he turns to me and says, then I'm gonna give you twins. My reaction during that kiss is so terrifying. My eyes are wide open during it. They couldn't even use it. That was so disappointing. Somewhere in MLB headquarters, the CEO's like, this doesn't look like kiss cam footage. It looks like security cam footage of a hostage situation. It was very cool, though. They let us keep the footage, which I think is nice to have on tape the exact moment that our twins were conceived. Nice little thing to show them later. I've only been on the real kiss cam once in my life. I went to an Orioles game with my brother Colin. Okay, Colin's hot, but It made for a very awkward moment when he had to push me off of him. I think the only time I've actually tested my parents' support was recently. I called home to tell them I was cast as a stripper. And my dad, you could hear the shame battling the pride in his voice when I called him. He's like, Max, I'm so glad you got a role, but you're not going to be a stripper on TV for everyone to see, are you? And I'm like, no. It's a web series. No one's going to see it. And he goes, Max, be serious. You're not going to take your clothes off on camera, are you? I'm like, have to watch to find out. Click! You guys come say hi for the show, man!